local trainer in Singapore to a celebrated global speaker, all thanks to social media. Prior to COVID-19, Eric travels around the world. His record was 37 countries in a year to teach salespeople and entrepreneurs how to use social media to attract paying customers without running ads. He has a presence across 8 social media platforms and recently got his verified blue tick on Facebook and TikTok. You'll be happy to know that today's keynote is a brand new one that details how you can social sell your way to success in 2021. So please join me to welcome our speaker, Eric Feng.
Once there was a salesperson who was trying to sell a soft drink in a foreign country. Unfortunately, he realized that the people in that foreign country do not speak his language. So he came up with this really brilliant idea. He had a comic strip being drawn. So first, he had a guy almost dying in the desert. And then the guy drank the company soft drink. And then boom, came alive and was able to run a marathon. So he had these 3 pictures to communicate the value proposition of the company's drink. And he had this picture pasted everywhere in the city. Unfortunately, no one came to buy the soft drink. In fact, the people in the country were so upset with him that they kicked him out. It was much later he realized why. You see, the people in that foreign country read from right to left. So the guy was alive, drank the drink, and then died. And now you are here selling this drink to my children. You know, you may be laughing right now as I share with you this story, but there is a very important lesson to learn from here. And that is, if you want to be successful in running your business, you need to learn how to make it a habit to see from your customer's point of view, which means that we should stop focusing on how to sell our products and services to our customer. And instead, we need to focus on how our customers buy from us. So even before you can start social selling on any of the social media platform, you need to first get this distinction right. Don't focus on how to sell, focus on how they buy, and then align your communications accordingly. So how do people buy today in this modern world today? Well, here's the truth. People buy people first. You know, it is a principle that I first learned years ago that has helped me tremendously in my own business. And I'm going to pass that on to you. You know, my mentor once said to me that, hey, you know what, Eric? Life is a popularity game where people buy people first. In other words, before a person buys your products or your services, they will look at you and they'll ask themselves, do I know who you are? Do I like you? Do I respect you? Because if I don't, I will not be open to your influence. So the 3 key things that's extremely important in today's business transaction is your prospect got to know you, they got to like you, they got to respect you. In other words, they have to trust you before they are open to your influence. So the best example and analogy I can give you would be a nice market, you know, that we have here in Singapore. And imagine the entire market is your industry, right? And every single store that you see are your competition. Now, what you want to notice is this, that if I am a consumer entering your industry and I'm thinking about getting some makeups, like getting some skincare, you know, there's so many vendors in that market. Who should I pick? Very naturally, my eyes will gravitate towards the one with the longest queue, because the one with the longest queue tells me that that person must be really good. And that's exactly what happens when you use social media. When you are known, you're loved, you're respected, you're going to attract queue of people wanting to do business with you and you only. So instead of you having to hunt for business, you can attract business to you. And the best part is, you know, new customers like myself will be drawn to you as well because of the influence that you have built. And that's the power of social media. Today, social media can help you build that trust at scale. You know, in a long time ago before social media, if you want to build trust, you want to get people to know you, like you, respect you, you need to bring them out for coffee, you need to network with them, you need to spend time with them. But today with social media, you get to build relationships with an infinite number of people passively while you're sleeping. That's the power of social media. And so in today's session, I want to share with you how you can use social media to get your potential customers to know you, like you, and respect you so that they are open to doing business with you. So there are three parts to my presentation. We'll start with K, which is your visibility, right? How do we increase your visibility so that more people know who you are? Because you can have the best products in the world, you can represent the best brand in the world, but if people do not know that you exist, it does not matter. So step number one, if you want to start attracting people to you, right, your dream customers to you, you need to first know where they hang out, right? And for those of you who are using Facebook, I got good news for you. Not too long ago, just 1 month before recording this video, Mark Zuckerberg made a major announcement in a town hall meeting. And essentially, in a nutshell, the entire presentation summarizes into one sentence. It's this: Facebook is super committed to building engaged communities. So one of the focus points of Facebook in the coming years is in Facebook groups. In other words, they're going to be investing a lot more attention and money to build Facebook groups features. And so therefore, this is actually good news for you and I. It means that, you know, there is value to get back into Facebook and get access to potential customers through this feature called Facebook groups. So I'm going to walk you through very quickly, you know, how do you find potential customers through Facebook groups? So here's how it works. So I'm going to share with you my example, right? So step number one, you have to ask yourself, who are you trying to attract? Right? Who is going to do business with you? So in my case, because back then I was teaching sales and the target customers are insurance professionals. I want to deal with insurance agents, financial consultants. And therefore, if you go to Facebook group, all you need to do is just key in keywords and then put in your country. You'll be able to find many, many groups. So for me, I was trying to find insurance agents. So I searched insurance and then I had Singapore, SG. In your case, it could be Malaysia, it could be Philippines, you know, whichever country. And you'll be able to get a whole list of groups. And once you get into the groups, what you want to do is to pay attention to how active those groups are. So the more posts they post a day, it means the more active they are, which is great. So don't really look at just the size of the group, all right? Because it's not about quantity, it's about quality. So what's more important is actually to look at how often they post. So in this case, this is a public group. It posts very often, 5 posts a day. So that is fantastic. Now, once you enter the group, you need to understand you're like entering a networking session. So you don't just go to a networking session and immediately just get name cards, right? Now it's very rude. So what you want to do is once you go to a networking event or you go to a house party, you want to make friends, you want to mingle, you want to have conversations. So step number one, once you identify the groups, your immediate next step is to join in the conversations. All right, look at what do people post, and then what you want to do is you add value by replying to this post, commenting or sharing your own perspective, answering questions. Better yet, you will also like to create your own content on the Facebook groups. And once those people start responding to you, like, you know, you post a piece of content and people start replying to your content, or when you reply to a certain comment and people reply to your comment or they like your comment, you know, all these are people that you want to add into your Facebook group because these are active members. So you don't just want to go to a group with a lot of members and just add every one of them. You know, people might actually complain about you. So don't do that. Step number one, once you enter the right group that has your target market, be friendly, be valuable, you know, join the conversation, add value by answering questions, create content in that group. And then those people that respond to you, then you add them as friends. All right. Now, and these people essentially become your leads. So for example, this is one of my mentees. You know, she was adding value into a foodie group by sharing recipes. And, you know, she told me that she actually get 100 over friend requests. So these are all people that requested to be her friend because they got so much value from her piece of content. And so that's what you want to do. You must understand that the native language of Facebook is building relationships. So even though you go to Facebook with the intention to get business, you need to first build that relationship. You need to get people to trust you first. Then they'll be open to do business with you. Now, so I'm going to show you where you can add those members, right? You can go into the homepage and there will be this button called members. You click on members and I encourage you to only add members with things in common with you. So don't just add everybody, but if you really want a high chance of success, add members with things in common. Usually it means that you have common friends, you're from a common school, or you guys basically have common interests. So the chances of them accepting your friend request will be a lot higher. right? And so I've given you a script here. You can say, hey, first name, I got to know you from whichever that group is. I realized that, you and I, we have a certain common interest. Hey, what got you to join the group? So be friendly, ask questions, all right? And then find ways that you can add value to them, because that's what Facebook is all about. Another way that you can also add members is add members who are new to the group. All right. So these are also people that are very active. They just joined, which means that they're probably going to be responding very positively to your friend request as well. All right. Again, same thing. All right. You can use the same script. And I just want to highlight to you that the best thing to do is always add some value to the group first. Let people be familiar with you first before you start adding all these people. Okay. Now, once you add all of them in, my recommendation is to organize them into this thing called custom list. Right. So, if every day you spend about 5-10 minutes, going to groups, engaging the groups, adding members, you need to put those members somewhere so that you can follow up, like a sales list. So the feature that you can use is called custom list. I'll show you where it is. Go to your homepage, all right, and then click on this thing called friends. And then when you click on friends, there's this thing called custom list. Click on custom list, you'll be able to create a list. All right, and you can name it anything you like, and all the leads that you have added from Facebook groups can be transferred into this list, and they will not know about it. Now, so I'm going to do a demonstration. So what you do is, once you, for example, I name the list Mary Kay. All right, once you create the list, Facebook will ask you to add friends. Then when you click add friends, this list of friends are essentially all the friends that you already have on your Facebook. So if you have been actively adding your group members, they will also end up being in your friends already, right? So all you need to do is look for them and start checking the box, and you'll be adding them into your custom list. All right. Another way that you can also add is, every day you are actually going to groups to, connect and add members, right? So they will always end up in your recently added list. So if you go to your homepage, you click on friends, and then you click on recently added, you'll be able to see that these are all the people that you recently added, which probably are from the Facebook groups. And then you can click on their name, the triple dot beside the name, and then you click edit friend list. And you will end up with, you will find your Mary Kay, you click Mary Kay, that person is added into your Mary Kay list. All right, so that's step number 1. Identify the groups that has all your potential customers, engage those groups, and then add them as members and transfer them into your custom list. So that's step number 1. So you'll never have a lead issue because there's tons and tons of people on your Facebook groups. Now, the second step, of course, is to start getting them to like you, right? It's part of the trust building process. Now, so how do we get people to like you? Now, first of all, I'll share with you something really interesting, right? Because people ask me all the time, Eric, how do I get them to open up to me and enjoy talking to me? So there is a very interesting discovery by Robert Zagon. He's a social psychologist. And he discovered that there is this effect called the mere exposure effect. So what is that? Well, when the number of interactions with you increases, the likelihood of them liking you increases as well, which means that the more they see you, the more they interact with you, the more they will fall in love with you. So, and that kind of ties in very nicely to how the secret to winning on Facebook, right? If you want to win on Facebook, you need to be relational. You cannot be transactional, right? You need to want to build relationships with people. That's why people come on Facebook, right? They want to connect with people that share the same interests with them. They want to make friends, right? So that's the approach that you need to have, right? You need to go into Facebook with the mindset that I want to make friends. I want to reconnect with my old friends as well. So remember just now, I got you guys to have a custom list, and inside your custom list are all your potential customers, and mainly they are from your Facebook groups and also everybody else that you already know that you want to do business with. They're already in your custom list, and your custom list can be hundreds, 200, there's no cap. And what I encourage you to do is make it a habit that every day you're dedicating about 30 minutes, to engage with your leads, right? So what do you do to engage with your leads? Well, very simple. Once you're already in your Mary Kay list, you see these are all the people that you have already added, right? All you need to do is every day, just click on each of the names and start engaging with their content. So for example, if I click on Daniel, then you will see Daniel's post. And then what you do is you like, comment, share. And if that person is online, you chat with the person as well. So that's how you build relationship. All right. So spend 30 minutes on this, okay, every day. Now, give you a few tips as well. When you're chatting with the person, there is an objective. Your objective, step number one, is to collect vital information about that person. Because if you don't know anything about the person, how on earth can you connect with the person and get a person to like you? So I'm going to give you a clue that, all you need to remember is just this alphabet, PPVV. Passion, pain, value, vision. All right, passion, pain, value, vision. So when you see that person is online, you want to have a conversation with that person, you want to collect information about the person. These are the 4 information you want to get. And I'm also going to give you some questions that you can ask. So for passion, you can ask them, hey, what do you usually enjoy doing in your free time? All right, or you can ask a vision question, which is, hey, what is one personal goal or what is one professional goal that you have set for yourself in 2021? And in order to identify their value, you ask them why. Remember, why questions always reveal values. So you ask them, hey, why do you set a personal goal? Or why do you set a professional goal? And then the minute they tell you their value, you know what's important to them, then ask them a pain question, which is, hey, what is your biggest challenge with regards to that goal? So for example, if you have a chat with a person and, you talk to me and you say, hey, Eric, what do you enjoy doing in your free time? I say, I enjoy hiking. All right. And you say, so Eric, what's a personal goal that you set for yourself in 2021? I say that, I want to master, I want to grow my business to a certain size. And you ask me, why is that so important to you? And I'll tell you that because I really treasure work-life balance. I want to have more freedom in my life. All right. And then you ask me, hey, so Eric, what's the biggest challenge that you're facing right now as you grow your business? And I'll say that, my biggest challenge right now is finding talented people to join me in my business. So you notice that by you asking me all these questions, you are essentially getting me to share more about myself. And that's actually very good news because as you're collecting those information, in a biological sense, you're also releasing dopamine in my mind. Dopamine is a happy chemical. All right. So this is actually based on Harvard. When you let someone share about themselves, it gives them a lot of positive memories with you. So as you ask me those questions that I taught you just now, as you're trying to collect my PPVV, you are in fact actually releasing happy chemicals in my mind, which makes me already fall in love with you. Can you see how powerful it is? Right? So now I have another set of questions that you can also try if you know that that person is an entrepreneur. So if the person is an entrepreneur, you can ask him, hey, what business are you in? What led you to start this business? Who is your ideal customer? And if I get to meet your ideal customer, what should I say to them so that I can refer them to you? Can you see how you're being friendly and you're adding value? You're showing interest in them. And the cool thing is that people will return that favor and also ask you back those questions, which gives you an opportunity to introduce your business, right? So step number one, all right, when you're online, all right, make sure you collect information about them through questions, through conversations. And then once you create those conversations, remember to find ways to add value to them. So you can add value by sharing useful insights with them. You can add value by introducing people of value to them. You can add value by supporting their business. So for example, if I told you I like hiking, you can share useful insights by telling me where are some cool places I could hike. Maybe I could even join your hiking group or I can hike with you. Or if you know that I'm trying to look for talents, right, you can add value by introducing people to me that can help me in my business. Can you see that the minute you know my PPVV, it becomes very easy for you to add value to that person. And when you add value to that person, you become a lot more likable. Now, another tip for you on how to increase engagement with them. Bear in mind, this section is section 2. It's about getting people to like you. And the way to get people to like you is to ask them questions, because when they tell you something about them, you activate dopamine. When you add value to them, you also make them like you. The last way is, show genuine interest in them. Wish them happy birthday. Everybody loves love it when you wish them happy birthday, because birthdays are a very special day in their life. So Facebook also have a very cool feature. It's called a happy birthday feature. Go to events, homepage, events, and then under events, you go to birthdays, and then you'll be able to see the entire list of people who are having birthdays today, yesterday, and the day after. My recommendation to you is for you to send them a free sample or invite them to a personalized beauty class as a birthday gift. All right, so that would be a very cool way for you to add value to them. So you can find people who have birthdays on the same day, or recent birthdays, and even upcoming birthdays. Remember this, when it comes to doing business, all right, the depth of your connection with them is more important than the size of your following. So once you identify, your leads from Facebook groups, you put them in a custom list. Your job is to make them fall in love with you through all the techniques that I've just shared with you. Deepen that connection. Now, but remember this, if I like you, I'll be your friend, but I have to respect you in order for me to do business with you. So in the last segment, you also need to learn how to get people to respect you, as a beauty consultant, right? So, which is credibility. And I'm going to share with you a very quick strategy on how to do that. First of all, understand this. Facts tell, story sells. So the best way to sell yourself is not to tell people what you do. The best way to sell yourself is to share stories of how you help your customers. Stories are powerful on Facebook. So I'm going to give you the template, okay? So here's the goal. Every week, one time, all right, you'll post this piece of content, and the piece of content is to help you create sales opportunity, business opportunity. So you will be your picture of yourself with a picture of your client, all right? You can post this on Facebook, you can post this on Instagram story, Facebook story, even a LinkedIn post. And this is the template that you follow. So you say something like this: got to know this client during, you insert the time, he or she is a certain profession, or maybe a mom, working mom at home. The first two lines are important to establish credibility. It also helps people to relate to your story. So if you say that, I got to know this client last week and she's a mom, then everybody who is a mom will pay attention to your story. Number three, during my conversation with him or her, she brought out a problem. She had a skin issue, or she has an acne issue, so you introduce a problem, all right? You don't never sell never talk about products, because products are solution, right? You talk about solution, people will leave you. But when you talk about problems, people are attracted to you because problems are emotional in nature, right? Problems are attention grabbing. So always set up a problem or set up a question that your prospect was asking you. And then on fourth line, you said that really glad he or she brought it up, because if she doesn't, you sell the consequences, right? Consequences, again, is emotional. It makes people pay attention to your story. I took an hour to resolve it. All right, and I left her feeling really good about herself. So you don't want to give too much details of what you did, because I want them to be curious. I want them to reach out to you to find out what you did. So you don't tell them the whole thing. All right, and then you end with a feedback, which is the testimonial of your client. All right, so use this format. It's well tested. I'm going to give you an example. Okay, so I did it all the time in my Instagram stories and my Facebook posts. So for example, because I'm selling my sales coaching program, so I share a story about David. See, in David's first year, I have a timeline. He's struggling as an agent, which is who is he? All right, then now I talk about the problem. He has not enough leads, cannot close, case size very low. All right, and then what happened? What's the solution I provided him? I introduced him to Epic, which is a coaching program. And I put in a poll. What about you? What are you struggling with? So the reason why I did this is to kind of create engagement and to let the person who is watching this feel like they are part of the problem too, right? That if they have the same problem, they can put, yes, I also have a problem, not enough leads, or yes, I have a low case size. So whoever responds to this are all my potential leads. And then this is a result. 6 months into Epic, production went up 400%, average case size got up 10%, 10 times. It's only in the second year. Again, I do another poll. You do that a lot if you are posting on Facebook story, Instagram story, because you want to create interactivity, right? And then recently, he was also invited to share how he succeeded with a few agencies. Wow. So this is his success story, all right? And I end off with a call to action, which is if you also want his kind of result, DM me, right? So that's what we call story selling, right? So remember this, sell less, teach more, right? So just now, what is one way of teaching? By sharing with people how you have already helped others. Now, for those of you who are a little bit more advanced, I will also highly recommend you to start teaching more on social media, because the minute you teach, you're automatically seen as an authority. You will be well respected, and people will come to you with their problems, and therefore you won't be seen as a product pusher. You'll be seen as a problem solver. So I'm going to give you a very simple template on how you can create teaching content. So, on the top are the structures, right? Mistakes, advice, misconception, what they don't know, limiting beliefs, and objections. So I understand that in Mary Kay, these are your key topics: skincare, makeup, nutrition, body care, sun care. So these are all your topics. So based on all these topics, you come up with titles that is referencing to the top. So for example, if I want to do something on skincare and I want it to be about mistakes, so combine it together, it will be 3 mistakes that we make that irritates our skin. Or maybe I want to do something about makeup and I want to combine it with maybe bad advice. All right. And oops, sorry. All right, let me let go. Makeup, bad advice. So do not follow this popular yet actually very bad makeup advice. Or if I want to do nutrition, I want to combine it with misconception. So I'll go, eating this popular food will not help you sleep better. Or I want to do something about body care, combine it with what they don't know. I'll put there, what most girls do not know about oil-based moisturizers, right? Or sun care with limiting beliefs. I don't need sunscreen if it is cloudy or raining. False. Right, so all this table, right, gives you ideas of what you can post. So you realize that there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 topics and 6 structures, right? Which means that you can essentially easily create 30 pieces of content. And you don't even need to create 30 pieces. You don't even post 30 content a day or a month. You just need to post 1 content a week. So 30 pieces of content can last you for easily 7 months, okay? So this is how you think about content. So once you create a content, then you can go to Canva or you can go to your company. Your company probably give you a lot of different templates where you can actually put down, your content. So do you have hydrated skin? 5 ways to hydrate your skin. Find out which mask suits you the most. Or dark circles and eye bag can't be fixed. Not true, right? Why many people are doing at-home spa during lockdown. So all these are content that you can create as a result of using this table, right? So, and then once you finish posting that content, right, always remember to add a call to action. And in this case, the call to action could be, hey, so if you need any advice in this beauty topic, I could always share more with you. I can always share my pro tips with you. So that's how you cause people to reach out to you, and that's how you generate leads. So in closing, all right, I'm going to summarize what you need to remember. All right, the whole idea here is to teach you how to build trust at scale. When people trust you, people will be open to doing business with you. And to build trust, you need to get them to first know you, then like you, then respect you. And these are the 10 actions that I'll encourage you to do based on what I've taught you that will help you to be able to attract high quality customers who only want to do business with you and you only. So number 1, identify Facebook groups that can help you connect with your target markets. Number 2, add them into your custom list using my private message template. Number 3, add your existing prospects into your custom list as well. Number 4, spend 30 minutes every day to engage with their content, like, comment, and share. Number 5, chat with them and collect their PPVV. Number 6, find ways to add value to them. Number 7, wish them happy birthday, offer free samples and personalized beauty classes. Number 8, share success stories of how you help your clients once a week. Number 9, post 1 teaching content on your social media platform once a week as well. And number 10, help those who reach out to you as a result of the content that you post using that one-liner, which is, if you need advice on that beauty topic, I could always share with you my pro tips. And that's how you invite people to reach out to you. Remember, if people reach out to you, you'll be seen as an authority, and the chances of you being able to close them will be significantly higher. So remember this, how fast you close a sale depends largely on how fast you build trust.